rest. We're going to enter his rest. Spiritual war out here. Enemy is, oh, it's working. Start this off with Psalms. In fact, we're just going to start this off with the truth. Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings. It's your brother, your man, with his ear to the street, bringing you kingdom image. Why do I do it? Because it's in me. The day that you find out you the people of the Most High, that's what you're going to gravitate towards. And that's all you're going to talk about. That's all you're going to do. Is do things that's going to bring you more closer. Why? Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Because you turned on a button of activated a promise, a covenant that was given to your ancestors. And it's cyclical. It don't stop at them. It continues. When you read the book of Genesis 28, the Most High told Jacob, you and your descendants, all the families of the earth shall be blessed. Look at it. Sports, music, academia, physically, the lands that we come from, they're fruitful. People multiply. Their resources multiply. Their health, because of the value and minerals that it brings. Man, look, Deuteronomy 7 and 6, for thou art an holy people unto Yahuwah thy Elohim. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. That's why you have all these talents and gifts above all people. That part you don't get, and people generally hang on to that without understanding that everybody has a gift in them, even the other nations. And the other nations can learn things that they don't know and adapt. You can't get stuck on trying to save everybody. The Holy Spirit, the Father, if they endure to the end, keeping his commandments, following his ways, the same shall be saved. You can't do it. You be the best you, version of you. That's what this is all about, friend. The best version of you. Before you go back to, like, when we learned about death, we didn't understand the greater that was at work. He that is in me, the Father. The Father. He sent you here for a purpose. And when you go back, you're going back to him. And right now, you should be writing a book that's pleasing to the Father. And what I mean by writing a book is, are you in alignment with the plan that he has for you in this earth right now? Or are you following everybody else and ashamed, not doing your research to learn these lessons to bring you to that place, spiritually and physically? It begins in your mind. Only you can bring you there. No religion, no group, not Uncle Wayne coming on here to expound on his word, that it may add to you. This is what it's for, to add to you, not just to hear, but that we know that we the people. There's a work to be done. There's equity behind that. And when you learn, become aware and know these things, it calls you to action. Now, this is the action, family. You paying attention to world news? A lot of people are stressed out. A lot of people being stressed out about this reparations thing because they're hearing they're hearing about it from the African perspective and not understanding. Okay, when I hear Africa, I'm really hearing not Hamite, but also our people. And then we take it out of there and scatter. I'm not just hearing Hamite, so I'm not gonna go crazy and be coming on here making videos talking about, oh, we FBA, we from America, Africa ain't got nothing to do with woo woo woo. Okay, then this is not your fight. It's not your fight. The reparations fight is on FBA then. But those of us who know we come from Africa and scattered to Africa, and since 2015, the United Nations have Africa and the United Nations have come up with a solution to bring us back to where everybody's super excited today about, and, and not super excited in a good way where it's bringing us together. People going crazy. When you mention money, people lose their goddamn mind. Like, this is not biblical, family. Everything you hearing about and seeing concerning this, we've been telling y'all from the beginning, is biblical. We the people of the book. And just to show us, and the reason why we were shipped out of there like that, and it wasn't just after y'all, and then a lot of people crazy. You saying you're not African, but then you say the African, the one who sold our ancestors. Because, yes, they did. And it wasn't just Africa in the sense of Ham, it was also your people. Read Psalms 83. The Hebrew gonna make it plain because it comes from a biblical perspective where everybody mad talking about, well, why would God do this and do that? God didn't do none of that. You did it to yourself, being disobedient. Not keeping the covenant that the Father gave you. You sought the nations. You wanted to follow them. Then today we act like we don't understand that there's a reason why we're in the predicament that we're in. We can go and read the Bible and go down, up and down these scriptures and quote them, and you know, and we'll get up tomorrow and go do the same worldly things that we've been saying we're tired of, but we ain't put no motion behind it. And we steady complaining like unnecessary complaints. Y'all got to heed what the book is saying, family. That's how things gonna get resolved. That's what will bring us together, and that's what will settle everything before the nations, family. You got to heed what the Hebrew Israelite is saying because it's not that we better than nobody. We understand the greater that's at work, and as far if it exceeds just being okay, we Foundation America. No, I'm not. And any of the ancestors that came over here that you claiming the native, they came over here because they were being persecuted even from the 12th, 11th, you know what I'm saying, early centuries. They were being persecuted by the Europeans, kicked up out of Europe. Some of them left on their own. They migrated over here, family. And then we don't even consider the fact that the tectonic plates, the structuring of the foundation of the earth, split. So there was a drifting of continents. We don't look at none of this. And then that correlates to what the Bible said. The Father said, I'll scatter them. And he did. We don't look at none of that. But then we'll come with our little judgment like, oh no, the Africans, well, everybody in Africa ain't Hamite. A lot of them are just like me and you, got our DNA. Because that's where your ass came from. You know what I'm saying? Even a lot of the Caribbeans, y'all arguing with them. Oh no, we ain't messing with them. They not us. Ain't nobody FBA. Man, get the hell out of here. Them some of the same people are your ancestors. You do your DNA. That's like the people in Louisiana. A lot of them come out of West Africa, fam. I don't care what group. Look it up. You can argue all day, but the fact remains, Africa and Africa moving the way that it's moving to go after these nations for the reparations is the right course. Because they not gonna come and sit down and talk to the Negro about reparations. Even our own people within the system that's going to bat for it is turning against us. Y'all don't see that? The African nations are putting together organizations and groups to stand on that business, not just for us, but for all that was taken out of there and scattered. And they understand that it was some of our own. It wasn't just Hamites. You know what I'm saying? It was some of our own that sold us to them. It had to be a weakening on the interior, in order for them to come in there, read the Bible and read the Apocryphas, them real stories. Y'all look at it like it's a joke, like these people lost their mind, they adding to the scriptures, they are cope. Well, mighty strange, everything is turning towards what the scriptures, what the word established. Mighty funny, the world politics is turning toward that way. Those things that we're reading about, we see it with this people that's half out their mind. Some believe, some gonna half out their mind. But we see the book is in force and things are surrounding that, is happening around it because of. It's not that it's not happening because of that, it's happening because of. And you can attribute nothing else to it. It's no history, it's no other books, it's no playbook but the Bible. That's what I can assure you, family. And you can argue all day and night, all you want. But we gotta stop arguing with our brothers and sisters on the continent of Africa. We don't have a government under the nation. So the Most High is using. Didn't he say he gonna take you back from where you were scattered from? You were scattered from Africa. Your ancestors been in Africa. All these years we've been listening to these people. Oh man, Africans ass going and woo woo. Okay, let the Most High word be true and every man a liar. But he's the one that can condemn. Can't neither one of us condemn nobody. And then if the people repent, who are you to say they ain't gonna enter? You know, like our people be doing too much. I understand, but right now, our people in Africa need to dialogue and come together. There are plenty that have went beforehand. So any of these arguments talking about we don't need Africa in our business, this and that, family, that shit null and void. We done already broke that barrier. We are there already. Brothers and sisters done established thriving businesses with our brothers and sisters on the continent of Africa. What the hell, like, what are y'all thinking about? You got this one group, okay, brothers and sisters, voice your opinion. Do your DNA test. But for the majority, they don't speak for the majority. It's been a bunch of damn confusion. The Hebrews been telling you. But now it's time to reconsider. Reconsider. Let's say reconsider. Y'all got to excuse me here. My voice is a little raspy from doing a lot of engaging. I shouldn't have been engaging people in a certain manner, fussing with our people when if you strong and you and your conviction on what you stand on, what you believe, then what is there to argue about? You know, I'm saying to me, if people want to argue and fuss, hey, be my guest. You can do what you want to do. I can't say what I'm gonna say. Like, forget about it. You know what I'm gonna say. You grown. You have the right to present yourself. If you have an argument or disagreement or art with your brother and sister, approach them. You know, you want to bring some resolve. You have to confront them because you don't want that type of energy around you. Go and confront that. Bring that. You know what I'm saying? Correct that. That's where we at in this day and age. But you got a lot of our brothers and sisters going off on a deep goddamn end. Like, are y'all serious out here? We argue about every goddamn thing, but uh, the spirit of confusion, being argumentative, the spirit of not being coming together as a collective. What am I looking for the word? But you understand, divisive. That shit got to stop, family. It's got to stop. Because why? They're still moving forward with the plan. They are not stopping moving as planned. And they are gathering to put plans together to distribute and start the movement process. Family, if you from here, they not giving you nothing. That was the purpose of Trump. Um, um, that was the purpose of them correcting certain laws, which you hearing them talk about now. Do we sit down and read that, or do we? I understand we listen to one another on our new black media sites. I support that. I post new black media information. I talk about it in the public. Everywhere I go, a lot of people are up on the new black media. They follow, they take notes, they learning. The brothers and sisters are waking up, making the right decisions, making the right business moves, business choices. But now, I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, I'm not saying I'm going against that. I'm telling you the facts of the matter. Weigh it out. Look at all the cards on the table and weigh it out. They not approaching black people, Negroes. If you're not a Negro that came out of Africa, I understand. I respect that. But I'm talking about the Negroes that were taken out of their ancestors and scattered into their kingdoms. And South America, North America just happened to be in the Caribbean, just happened to have been their kingdoms. You know what I'm saying? I understand even a lot of those who saying they're foundational. You know, you got to go back to the 1300s, 1200s, because it was an act already in play through the European before the 1200s. You know what I'm saying? Before, when they were chasing your people out of Europe. And then there was a lot of our people that were invested with them and get rid of us. That was in league. You gotta read Psalms 83. They ain't just pop up like they so gangster big and bad. They came on the continent and just took us. Hell no. There were problems. It was a sister, Queen Naninga. She came out of Gabon and she explained that, which when you go into the Bible, you see it. It's like with Adonai and his mother and King Solomon, which was both of these are sons of King David. But King David had promised Bathsheba that King Solomon would be the higher to the throne of the king of the kingdom over the kingdom of Israel. The higher to the throne of Judah, which will reign over the kingdom of Israel. But Adonai, another son and prince of David, the house of David, took it upon himself to crown himself king. And just as sister was explaining, like in Gabon, that's West Africa, down back in the Congo and all that area. Family. Even then, when the enslavers came, you got to understand there was friction in the family. Because why? It was going the same thing that happened then was going on with our people at that time. That's how they were able to infiltrate in through our people. That's where the presence of your people in league with them people going against our people to enslave our people. That's where that came from. Who else, think about it, who else gave them guarantees that they push for? And then they like, you hear a lot of the brothers, I ain't trying to be funny, I hear a lot of the Moors brothers say they Moors. I understand Moors are Israelites too, but they go under different ideology than we go. The Hebrew Israelite Judah, we go, thus said the Most High, according to what's written, what was given to our ancestors. We believe it wholeheartedly to the death, unto life or unto death. That's just what it is. That is our constitution. That is our covenant. That is our instruction in the earth as people of children of the Most High God. This don't got nothing to do with nothing else, but that is our instruction. And others choose to follow, which leads them. I understand why the European nations didn't do A, B, C, or F, or G to them. All that shit about because they was over here, they didn't respect some of ours who fled from out of Europe and Africa and came over here, to flee persecution. Y'all better read the Apocryphas. All that is about the European conquest, of our ancestors. Y'all better wake up. It's high time to wake up out your slumber. And it's time that family, ain't nobody trying to get over on you. I'm not trying to sell you Africa. I'm telling you the truth. And that's it. You can take it with a grain of salt, which you should. And you start reading the Bible. It don't got nothing to do with religion. It's telling you the whole story. and get the Apocryphas. It's telling you the whole story, raw and uncut, like never before. I'm telling you, that's why they try to sugarcoat the Bible. That's why they trying to bring all this confusion with all these religions, all these different sects. When you read the history, their history and explanation, who they call their church leaders and philosophers and all that shit, bullshit, because we know the Most High he showed his word unto Jacob. And in Jacob, you have priests, the Levites. So the Most High don't need to establish no more order of priests. We got eternal priests. Then we have an eternal high priest that's over all, the whole realm. It don't just include Israel, but the entire galaxy, the whole entire everything. You know what I'm saying? It precedes, you know, the Levites. Remember, they told you, had it not, this was not spoken of, but we see the encounter between Abraham and this priesthood in Abraham's day. And this priesthood blessed Abraham to do the will of the Most High Yahuwah. So we understand the connection and we see what's at work here, family. We can't be deceived by the world and their lack of. We even have to teach them. So coming into this, part of that equity is understanding that you can't be like our brothers on the corner. I have to speak blatantly, raw and uncut. I don't care what the next person say. I don't care how many of them in the group. Just because they're in the group don't mean they're an authority to who's right or who's wrong. The Holy Spirit is the authority operating in the earth. That's the governor. Remember, Christ said when you pray in his name, he's going to send one that's going to lead and guide you, that's going to be with you forever and lead and guide you to all truth. This knowledge right now is important and it's good to get it out. You know, I'm going to rock my crown with my head held high, chest stuck out. I've been working out to prepare myself so I can, you know, be ready because they're going to come against this truth, family. They are coming. Get ready. Ready, ready, ready. It matters. And you're about to see it matter. It's been already. It's been live and in the flesh. It's been real and happening as we've been speaking already. Even before this, when the Spirit first was poured out on all mankind. But not only did he pour it just on all, he poured it especially on his handmaids and handmaidens. That's us, his servants. Shalom.